Hey, fellow millionaires, it's me. I'm back, Lester Weaver Jr., that dude, with another piece of the puzzle in the process of, on this road to Ruby. And this one, even got a little jazz playing in the back. Just to let you know, this is not a difficult task. This isn't anything hard. This is simply the numbers game. That's what it is. The numbers game for us to help you share this business with enough folks that 30 of them say yes. We structure them that unlocks you 100,000 levels. It's that simple. That's what this is all about. Now, as we go forward in this actual training, the goal is Ruby. I'm going to speak to you about the numbers that it takes to go Ruby, and I'm going to speak to you about those numbers, filling in this structure of 30 people as if you yourself, had to do all of the work and got no help from the people that are actually being recruited and put in your organization. Now, like I know, that the folks who we help you introduce to this business, who use the same resources that you're using, the same resources that the leadership of the fellow millionaires, between fellow millionaire Wendell Osborne, fellow millionaire Leslie Guest, fellow millionaire Stu Jonas, the things we've already put in place, as well as what they're putting in place from corporate, that when the folks that you recruit use those things, you're going to get help. But I'm still going to teach on this in this training how simple and more than doable it is to go Ruby, building this structure in your first 30 to 60 days if you yourself did all the work. Because you got to remember this, you are your team. All right, but let's go to work and show you how we're going to get the 30 to unlock the 100,000 at the Ruby position. Now, first and foremost, understand that this is a business. All businesses know their numbers. You have to know yours. What does it take for you to close out the position, the structure of Ruby? And so with that understanding, I always say this when I start my webinars or my presentations, understand this is a business. And all businesses know their numbers. They know their revenue minus their expenses, so they know their profits. Bill Gates, for example, can actually probably tell you the projected number that Microsoft is supposed to do next year within a very, very small margin of error, because he knows his numbers. We have to be the same way, even though this is a home-based business. It is what? A business. And as I always tell folks, if you're treated with the respect that a business is due, it will create for you lifestyle changing income. So this business is not hard or difficult, but this business requires specific attention. This business requires consistent activity, consistent activity, consistent activity, and a systematic approach to success. Now, those things taken care of, you'll see it's very doable on our road to 30. The road to Ruby is a road of finding the 30 people that say yes. But in getting that in place, the first thing is understanding that's the goal. Of course, some of you may have come in as a bronze or a silver, or you may have invested and came in as a gold. And I know you have 60 days to build the structure to gold to keep that position. But in the fellow millionaires team, we don't set our thermostat that low. Our thermostat coming in to the business and then coming out of the gates is Ruby in your first 30 to 60 days. And we know we can get it done. And so that's the goal. Now, we got to be able to calculate your daily quota to get there. Like I said, all businesses know their number. We need to know the numbers of what you should be doing every day or in your business days and the business time that you set aside for this business to get to that number. Okay? And so we got to set your business hours, and I'm not talking about anything other than your uninterrupted time to build this business, to find the 30 on the road to Ruby. Okay? And then the last thing is, we just got to go through the numbers. But when you see how the numbers work, that really won't be a difficult thing whatsoever. But the goal, 30 on our road where? To Ruby. All right? So now let's just keep on moving. The road to Ruby is a numbers game. But you can look at this numbers game very, very simply because of the law of thirds. The world operates in thirds. You get 100 people together right now, tell them you want to go to a movie. 1/3 is going to say yes. 1/3 is going to say, let me think about it. What are you going to see? What time we going? Do I need to, 1/3 is going to have to think about it. And then 1/3 is going to say, no, I don't want to go. It's the way the world just operates. Don't try to argue with that. Don't try to figure it out. It just is what it is. But because of the third, knowing this law of the thirds, this law will help you calculate your daily quota. This law will help calculate your daily quota. How much you need to do every single day to find the 30. Now, when we find that 30 says yes, guess what we're going to do? We're going to enroll them now. The 1/3 says they need to think on it. We're going to give them another exposure. Send them to this website where we got the training. Get them on a call from corporate. Get them on another one of the webinars that may be done. And for the person that says no, we're going to go ahead and convert them to a customer and a referral base. Real simple. But we need to go through the numbers to find out who fits in which bucket of the thirds. The yes, the think on it, or the no. All right? But we're going to keep it simple. Now, here's how you do this. We got to understand our goal is 30. The numbers to get 30. That is the goal. And so using the law of thirds, we just simply multiply everything by 3. So we know we need 30. We're going to multiply that times 3. That means we need 90 exposures. We need 90 people taking a look at this business. Whether it's a webinar, an overview call, the website that we created for the fellow millionaires, whichever. But we need 90 people to take a look at it, because think about it. 30 of them are going to say yes. We enroll them. 30 are going to say they need to think about it. Give them a second exposure. And 30 people are just going to say no. And that's fine. We don't mind no's. Go ahead and get that person as a customer referral base. And so with that understanding, how do you get 90 people to take a look at it? We got to multiply that 90 times 3, which means we need to at least contact 270 people. You need to have 270 contacts in your database. Now, again, remember, this is if you did all the work. Don't think about if the people on the team come in and they've got their 270. We're going to speed this up. However, I'm just showing you how doable it is if you do it all on your own. And these 270 contacts, I tell you, just throw another 30 in there, make it around 300. But these are phone numbers first. People you can actually pick up and dial. You can contact them even if you don't know them on a very, very close, intimate level, but you have their phone number and their phone in your phone, you can call them. All right. Then social media, then who you have email for. And email last, because people only open up 1 out of every 12 email. It's just not what we do as much anymore. You'd be better off to text the person rather than to do that, or hit them in social media. So now that we know what the numbers are, we need to contact 270 people. Well, we go through the numbers because it's a game. That's what we need to do, right? Now, moving forward, the numbers game. We got to set your achievement date. Now that we know the number, we need to set your achievement date, because see, this is different. A goal without a date, a goal without a plan is just a wish. We're not wishing for Ruby. We're going to work and driving down the road for Ruby. We know our plan. And so we don't just set goals. We set SMART goals. That's specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. That means you got to set a date when you will achieve the goal. All right. Planning, development, strategy, ideas, that all comes into it, but we're keeping it simple. This isn't a difficult business. This one over here says SMART, but it says, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. Only one that I'll say be careful about is this thing realistic, because your mind needs to be bigger than what it has been to this point. You have to believe bigger. And so let realistic be something that's crazy. And then let's create that crazy as your reality. And you will then be amazed, and we'll go another farther by making your new crazy even bigger than the one we've already achieved. All right. And so with that, understand, set the goal, make the plan, get to work, stick to it, and reach the goal. Now, you want to set 2 achievement dates, a comfortable one and a stretch one. I like to just say 30 days and 15, because if you go 30, that's comfortable. 15, you're going to have to stretch and push yourself. which is fine. But now let's just think about those numbers, because once you set the actual your achievement date, now we just divide your total contacts by days to achievement. So if you said, like I said, let's just go and say 300, round up from 270 to 300 contacts, and you gave yourself 30 days, you need to make 10 phone calls every day. Consistently. Every day you should be calling 10 new people. You shouldn't be calling the 10 that didn't answer the first time when you started calling. No, 10 new people on your list. And then if you want to stretch it, look, you just double up. Because to do 300 in 15 days, you'd have to call 20 a day. Now, you can do both of those in the same amount of time. It's just a matter of which one you want to do. How fast do you want to get to Ruby? You want to take 30 days to get there, or you want to take 15? Do you want it to be 6 weeks? Because see, your 30 days may be 6 weeks of 5 days. Because maybe you're not going to do this business on the weekends. Or maybe you're not going to do it on Sundays and Mondays. You know, you get to set your schedule. And then your schedule determines how fast we get you to Ruby. If you were doing the work by yourself, keep that in mind. You're not doing all of this work yourself. However, we're talking about how you could do it by yourself and still get to Ruby. All right. Now, moving on, so we can get ready to finish up. Once we actually have gotten that taken care of, we know what our quota is, how many calls we're going to make a day. Now we need to set your business hours. This is a business. All successful businesses have operational hours, so their customers know when they can come for the product or the actual service. This is a business, so you must set business hours. Uninterrupted operational time. I'm going to just give you a tip. You may want to have a family achievement conversation. Let the family know what it is you're looking to achieve, and then that will let them buy in to then give you the uninterrupted time. The best MLL call hours are from 6:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. Most folks will be available at those times. So you probably want to set it and know it. One focused hour can do it. One focused hour a day will let you make that 10 to 20 phone calls, plus have some follow-ups in there. All right? And you want to plan your work in advance. Make tomorrow's call list before bed. Or make it over the weekend for all the days you're going to work through the week. But plan your work in advance. You know the saying, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. We don't want that in the Fellow Millionaires because we're going Ruby. Now, getting ready to finish up. It's real simple. The road to Ruby, it's a numbers game. And these are just some things to help you understand that you can do it. All right. Success doesn't happen overnight. Keep your eyes on the prize and don't look back. That means as you start to call to 300, some it's going to be someone you thought would do it and they say no, or they don't follow through. They don't have the integrity you really thought. Don't let that be a thing. Keep dialing. Look to the next number. All right. Keep this in your heart. I am too positive to be doubtful, too optimistic to be fearful, and way too determined to be defeated. And just keep moving down the road to Ruby. Understand this. I am. Two of the most powerful words for what you put after them shapes your reality. So are you saying, I am Ruby? I am a Ruby. I am a Ruby. Speak it into existence now. I won't read this big one right here about entrepreneurship, but just understand entrepreneurs give up a few years, a few months, a few days, a few hours to get things done that will then free them for years and decades after that others won't do. And then last, 12 things successful people do differently. You can see it here. They create and pursue smart goals. They take decisive and immediate action. They focus on being productive, not being busy. So your uninterrupted hour of focused time isn't you cleaning your desk. It isn't you stapling papers. It is you making the activity that generates income. That would be dialing, contacting people, and following up to see if they're a 1, so you can enroll them, a 2, they need another exposure, or a 3, that person who's going to become a customer referral base. You read through the rest of those. Hopefully you understand. This is simple because you know you're going to have help because everybody's going to get this same training from this same website. You don't have to get to 30 by yourself, but plan to do it by yourself and then see how fast we can get it done with the help of the Fellow Millionaires. So that's it. Hey, Lester Weaver Jr., that dude. I'm out once again. Hopefully this is helpful. Everybody, let's lock it in. And hey, let's go Ruby. Let's go, Ruby. Let's go, Ruby. Let's